It's really hard to stay motivated when you're not seeing results. It's also the most important time to stay motivated, because if you stop, you'll never get the results. Because in some seasons of life, maintaining is winning.
You cannot wish for a strong character and an easy life. Each is the price of the other.
The world belongs to those who can continue to work without seeing the result of their work. Continue to do without seeing the result of their doing. And it's really the person who can do that for the longest period of time. And that's usually because they're still getting leading indicators. It's just that it's amounting to a much bigger mountain. And so like if you want to do big, it takes a way longer period of time, because the little hills, everyone conquers really quickly. If you don't have confidence, build evidence. If you don't have evidence, build skill. If you don't have skill, build discipline. If you don't have discipline, build accountability. And if you don't have accountability, change your environment. If you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's gonna have to fucking try.
Yeah.
And I think that is so much more motivating as a frame for the exact same circumstance. I heard this guy say this, and it's been like ingrained in my head, so much so that whenever I don't want to do something, this is the actual phrase that comes to my head. Is that he says, one was that he's like, boys are confident, men are certain. The other thing is he's like, it's not about doing your best, it's about doing what's required. And whenever I have a hard thing, like I'm like, I can make more videos for content or whatever, I don't want to do this podcast or whatever it is, like literally my immediate thought that's like my subconscious is like, I will do what's required. I was more miserable trying to make everyone else happy than I am now with everyone else unhappy with me. I would rather be hated by everyone and like myself.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
You can't sit still, ignore notifications, and focus on one task for 8 hours straight. Never expect to build anything great. And as uncomfortable as that is, it's also the truth. Because it's not about what you want, it's about what's required. And whether that's your best or not is irrelevant. It's just there's a price tag and you gotta be willing to pay for it.
If you want revenge for the bad things that have happened in your life, start with the version of you that hasn't lived up to your potential.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. A cheat code that I know at 34 that I wish I knew at 24. Anything worth doing takes exceptionally longer than you expect it to. And until you've worked 1,000 hours on one single project, you don't even understand the amount of work that it takes to make something great. And by extension, why you can really not do many things at all if you want them to be worth doing. I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has gotten me through my hardest times is thinking, this will be the story that I will one day tell. The harder it is, bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero. The greatest skill you can develop is the ability to stay in a great mood in the absence of things to be in a great mood about. And if you can be in a bad mood for no reason, you might as well be in a good mood for no reason. It takes more effort to start in the beginning, and more people are right about the fact, they're like, hey, you're not gonna hit it big. And guess what, a month in, you're not. But they're only measuring on months. And at 6 months, you're also not gonna hit it big yet. And they're gonna be like, I'm still fucking right. And at a year, you're still not gonna hit it big. And they'll still be fucking right. And every day that you haven't hit it, they're gonna feel like they were right. But they're wrong, because they're measuring in days and you're measuring in decades. If you find a girl who believes in your dreams more than you do, who makes you wanna be a better man, who's willing to work alongside you to get there, and is grateful for whatever you have right now today, no matter where you're at, just marry her. Because at the end of the day, your spouse marries two people, the person you are and the person you want to become. Make sure they love both. If you seek to be good at something, then you have a tremendous deficit in experience and repetitions that people who have achieved what you want to achieve have over you. Now, you do have an advantage. You have a couple. Number one is that you will have more energy than they do. Your ability to work long hours, sleep less, and maintain high levels of focus is at its peak. Use it. The second thing is that you have nothing to lose. That means that every position on the board always has an advantage. And so not taking the shot is like saying, life, I don't want to scratch off this lottery ticket, but the lottery ticket's free. That gnawing feeling that you've outgrown your social circles isn't loneliness. It's your ambition finally speaking louder than your need to belong. And the hardest part about quitting your current path is explaining your decision to people still walking down that path who deemed it good enough. It takes everyone a different amount of time to realize your friends, family, and spouses' realistic advice was just their own fear masquerading as reality. And you don't need to make the same trade-offs they decided were worth it. Different goals, different paths.
If you haven't gotten what you want, then you're not worthy of it.
Are you worthy of $1 billion? Well, are you a billionaire? No, then you're not worthy. You saying that you're worthy is going to somehow make it true. But like the way that you know you're worthy is that you have it. That's it. You don't need to be smart. You need to be consistent. Connections, money, looks, intelligence, those are all great, but you can beat someone with all of those things if you just have one thing, which is an insatiable desire to improve. No matter where they start, it's hard to beat someone who improves every second of every day without giving up.
All the things that you want to have that most people don't have shortcuts. But the thing is so many people waste so much time. They literally waste longer than it would have taken the hard way, or the only way, to get there in search of the easy way that doesn't exist. And so the reality of this is that it's usually 100 small things that make days, weeks, and months hard. It's the never-ending onslaught of shit. And then you remember, after going through that onslaught of shit, that you signed up for this. But then again, you figured that it would be hard. And then you're reminded that this is what hard feels like. And so you keep going.
The best way to guarantee to not have the life that you want is to do what everyone else is doing. Unless you want what everyone else has, which no one does.
Hold my hand until we turn to ashes.